Dungeons and Dragons. We fought Quesneth, called in devils, and charmed us, and so on. All in Greenspan was turned to dust. We smote Quesneth's mortal form. Clean your goddamn bloody room.
That's fan-fucking-tastic. I don't really know who Jordan Peterson is, but I'm automatically in love with his voice.
Canadian.
He sounds like an old, amazing mate.
Yeah, he's Canadian.
Oh.
John, real quick. Yes. So there's a couple of things that everybody should be probably taking as a supplement, and one of those is magnesium.
Also good for hooping.
Yeah, just because it should be coming from the water and it should be coming from the soil, but it's all depleted, so we don't have any source of magnesium.
Okay.
And then I take magnesium. Optional is iodine. Yeah, it's in your salt, so I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Okay.
And then liver,
The
because
liver.
absolutely packed with like all kinds of vitamins and minerals.
Yeah, I'll see. I think I got the morning off tomorrow. I might go see if I can go to the butcher shop and maybe get some calf liver and see if I can hoop it.
Yep. Like I do like a little bit a day, like an ounce.
Yeah. Well, I'll try it this week. I'll let you know next week. See how it goes.
Word. All right. That's enough of that.
Yeah. So Jordan Peterson did a great fucking job. Can we roll just to get a little bit more detail?
Yeah. 19.
12. I also rolled a 19. Well, so you want to roll to add more detail? Winner.
Yay, Josiah. You is win.
Reveling in my victory. Okay. So it's part 35 of our boss run that we've been on.
Yeah. How many? This is like 7 episodes.
I want to say it's
4?
four or 5 at least.
I think just the fighting has been 4.
Oh, fuck, man. And even before that, there was all like the prelude
Yeah.
of like going into the city hall, and there was like the pseudo combat, like skill challenge and everything.
Yeah.
So this whole fucking arc has been
It's been
probably
pretty great.
not the longest, because I think the longest was the Minds of Madness. I think that might have been the longest.
Oh yeah.
But this is definitely like, this is stacked up to it, and it was just like one night.
Yeah, it's been pretty wild.
I do fighting.
Yeah.
All the time.
So we made
Well,
our
I wanted to give you guys a challenge. So Josiah, can you give me like from start of the ball to the end of the ball?
Okay, we one of the first things that happens is we are getting in touch with Goosefire and Sharn, I think. And we're met by this white Pegasus dude who's like, somebody warned us about him previously. Was it?
Yeah, that would be Zeal.
He was the
And he was an
Not
emissary.
that raised.
Now,
Who did he raise from the dead?
wait, was it on?
Might have been you.
Who
Here is
died
Ballstar.
during the big
Oh,
ambush?
Ballstar.
When Ballstar got eviscerated.
You guys went and Ballstar got raised by Zeal, the Warforged priest of Palor, who has visions, and he knew who you guys were.
Yeah.
Way down deep in the slums of Sharn.
That's right. So he gave us like a vision about Bewaring the White Rider. We were like very recently like invited by this guy in a white Pegasus who's like an emissary for
Thunder and Creed.
Yes.
Because the guy on the white Pegasus was dressed like Colonel Sanders, which
Okay.
means he was dressed exactly like Thunder and Creed.
He invited us to like a job to watch over this weird lord and his like chancellor. Or the chancellor invited us to look over the lord, right?
Well, the White Rider invited you to contact Thundering Creek
Okay.
at the city hall of Sharn.
Right. And that's when we had the we had to run glitter into the building. Is this the same episode, or am I conflating?
Yeah.
two
No,
bits?
you're right.
Okay. Because they were having like a council meeting and they wanted representation from the Warforge. Is that right?
Well, specifically from that region in Sharn called
Okay.
the Cogs, and he is the first Warforged representative that has ever been hired, or that has been endorsed, and he was endorsed by Thundering Creek.
Right. And it was kind of a setup, and we kind of had to like. It was like Birmingham in 1965 trying to extort the black kid inside.
Yeah.
As we got. I think he got pretty beat up trying to get him inside the building.
Yeah, somebody, there was a whole bunch of picketers. Somebody eventually tried to cast heat metal on him from a distance and tried to, melt glitter from the inside out. But I think, with a quick perception check, somebody dispatched it. Or no, Terrence used the gun
Oh yeah.
to dispel it.
So they end up having don't they make Creed the de facto king, or they want to do that, or
Kind of. There was there was a scene where they're talking about because the capital has fallen, there's no more royalty. The closest.
That's right. They want to separate from Sharn, and Sharn wants to become independent from Breland.
Correct. And Thunder and Creed is one of the largest proponents of that.
That's right.
So he meets you after all of this happens. What does he say?
Is that when he asked us, tried to hire us for the job?
Yeah.
Okay. And it was kind of like a dual, the purpose of the party was a weird appreciation for us and our group for some reason.
Yeah. Thunder and Creed, well, the first thing was that he wanted to sway Lord Halethorpe, who has a lot of money,
That's right.
to Thunder and Creed's cause. And second of all, Thunder and Creed is an arrogant piece of shit. And he felt the first parade that he threw for you, you guys had ruined. So this time, he's going to throw another party for you, and y'all going to behave.
Right. So we finagled our way into the party through various
You
means.
made some preparations first.
Did we?
You went to the House Thorani?
Cecil's
right.
funeral.
Cecil's funeral.
That's right.
Everybody wants to rule the world.
That's right. We mourned Cecil. We met up with Thorani. We had them be some body doubles for us while we tried to scope the place out. As,
Yeah, because you all thought this was a trap.
Right. So, I think it ended up getting ambushed. Didn't a giant some infrastructure of the building collapsed on one of our doppelgangers.
Yeah.
And shit hit the fan real bad, and then vampires started to be killing everybody.
Right. So what was actually happening here at this ball?
So we've got Chancellor Theobald, that we find out is actually Quesnaf. We find out we've been isolated, and there's this bubble that's not letting any magic or oxygen or anything escape, and we're all trapped inside this castle.
What was the reason for it?
Because Quesnaf was locked up in that Volcano Island place that we went to, and the vampire family were the one responsible with getting him trapped there, right?
Correct.
So he wants revenge on this family for being locked up for so long, and he tries to basically somehow just make a reality show out of us and the vampire stuck in this bubble, and only one will survive. And we ended up working our way through the vampire family, trying to negotiate with them, eventually conspired against the head vampire, got Matthias, the younger brother, to become the head of the family, and then set up an ambush.
How'd that last fight go?
Pretty wild.
That might have. I think that was a full 3 or 4 hours, right?
I think it was 2 sessions, wasn't it?
No.
I think it was just one,
Yeah.
Okay.
but I think we counted at the very beginning
It
of
was
that
4
one,
and a
and
half.
it was 17 to 19 different players, like different initiatives at that point.
Yeah.
Just initiatives, not players.
Yeah, just initiatives.
Jesus Christ. It didn't
And,
feel like
so
sluggish.
it's all the
either.
family versus all of you guys versus Quesnef versus all of his allies. It was fucking nuts. There's 2 different levels, whole bunch of stuff. Give me some highlights. What does everybody remember from that battle?
Oh, man. Well, we all almost died.
Tornado warning? Flood advisory?
Scary alarm.
Ah,
Yeah. Apparently it's supposed to be tornado apocalypse here.
okay.
Bring it on.
All sunny down here.
Well, I think this wasn't quite the Quesnef fight, but at one point, what is your name? Quincy's head exploded, and me and Alan both almost died in the same single turn.
That was versus Althaius. Or
Right.
Althier.
I think so.
Yeah. That was fucking brutal. But you ended up making short work of him because you force caged him.
Right. We
You all
got
kind of healed up for a little bit, and then you just, like, in literally less than a turn, you unloaded and just destroyed him.
yeah, we had some lucky rolls there with him not getting out of that force cage.
Yeah.
Very lucky. Was it like
Once
four?
that happens, Matthias, the second oldest, who has the voice of Taco, is very happy, and everybody congregates into the throne room. Quesnef kind of sees what's going on, doesn't look too concerned. What happens?
He summoned these 3 dragons and
Dragons?
Devils.
devils.
Yeah.
And it seemed like whatever we did to hit them didn't really get through. I don't know. I felt it was getting out of hand, so I decided to just attack.
Oh yeah. Forgot.
Attack Quesnef head on, and that seemed ineffective. And I failed to use the second instance of second wind, and I got hit for 52 damage when I had 51 health.
And you were just completely turned to ash.
Yeah.
As Quesnef's signature move is immolation, which you've seen 2 times. Once he just immolated an innocent person, tried to immolate Hawkwood, and this time just fucking reduced Alan Greenspan to complete ash.
Yep.
How'd it go from there?
We
Actually,
started mopping up. Then we took out 2 of the 3 devils, or all 3 of them. I can't remember.
2 of them.
You did, and then an entire army of
Oh yeah.
soldier devils showed up.
Yeah, they ripped up Barbalina. She made a run for it, got taken down, and kind of with her last hurrah, kind of stood back up, all battered, and
I think she flew, like, because he was flying.
yeah.
What did she do to, like, because they were both up above. What happened there?
So she had casted like a multi-attack sort of thing, like Crown of Stars or something like that.
Oh,
So
that's
she
right.
was able to fling these like massive force damage stars. And so then she cast Investiture of Wind so that she could fly and all the crazy benefits. And so she like flew up in the air to meet him and then just blasted him out of the sky with the star attack.
Goosefire went all Agent Smith. Exploded. All of you currently are in the throne room of Lord Halethorpe's estate. Fucking blood everywhere. I think all the knights are dead, including the head of security. Did one of the vampires fall?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
No, I think they were good.
What about the pet?
Pet's good too.
I thought the pet fell.
You might be right about that.
I remember. I thought it was either Lucine. Did Lucine fall? Didn't she get overwhelmed by the soldiers or something? Am I
The
crazy?
soldiers were confused for like the whole thing.
She what?
The soldiers were mostly confused, like 5 out of 6 of them.
Oh, you're right. Right. So I think the beast might have fallen. The rest of the vampires are okay.
Okay.
This is seconds afterward. All this happens. Everybody is just like takes a stock. Everything's silent. There's just blood everywhere. Everybody takes a stock, seeing where the battle is gone. Moment of silence. What do you guys do?
I run over to Alan Greenspan's body and I just cut off like.
Well, there's no body.
Oh yeah.
There's no body. There is just ash.
I grab
That
some
is
ash.
currently been intermingled with anybody else that's been immolated.
Alright, I do my best to scoop up some ash.
Okay. Give me a. I don't know. Give me a roll.
Is there a foraging check? Investigation?
Convince me.
I think investigation probably makes the most sense.
Yeah.
That is a 7.
7? Okay.
Yeah.
The first thing before this moment of silence, you hear from Quesnev's body, who erupts into like this flame. There's just like this burning red-orange flame, and then nothing. There's a couple of tingles, things that are falling from his person, scattered about all the blood and bodies.
Is he coming back? How does this work?
I believe we have to chase him down in his abode in hell.
Oh shit, we can't do that now.
Joe, do you want to play Hawkwood? Or is actually, you know what? Joe, which NPC would you like to play for this session? There's tons. There's Python Indigo. There's Piss Wiggler. There's all the vampires. There's the Beast. There's like, you tell me who you want to play.
How about Matthias?
Fuck yeah! Can you talk in a taco voice?
I don't know who Taco is.
He really just kind of talks like this.
You're kind of constantly
He's got a very flamboyant. He's very
Southern?
cordial.
a little southern. Your voice has to like break a lot. Into
It has to
southern.
like break constantly.
Constantly breaking. It's all
Yeah, that
southern.
sounds fun.
Okay. All right. Ballstar rushes down the stairs. Immediately tries to like, oh god, Alan, I saw him die. Fuck! There's so much ash. Just like begins scooping up whatever ash he can find, putting it in tubes,
I'm gonna.
flasks.
Quincy, do you have any way of finding Alan here? I don't know if we're gonna be able to get him.
Yeah, Quincy and Terrence are both on the ground floor there, so we saw him go. Can I roll to assist?
Yeah, sure.
Are we still trying to find the ash? Is that what?
Kind of, just whatever we can.
I rolled 20.
20.
I rolled a 19.
You guys all kind of put in a communal effort to try to build up all of the ash that you can that you think might be Alan. For Matthias, however, Matthias is busy just kind of like, taking stock of what's happening. Matthias, you get a pressured grasp on your upper arm, and somebody begins to kind of pull you towards the side.
What is
You fucking know it's your sister. You know it's Lucille. Lucille always has fucking something to say.
What
She
is
pulls you aside, Matthias. While they're busy doing stuff. And she goes, look, they're weakened. They know all of our identities, and they know what we're trying to do here. What's stopping us from taking it now?
Well, let's first of all make sure that the spell is dropped. We can't leave if the force is still in place. Why
Okay.
don't you go take a look?
I'll go take a look. Lucille vanishes into the darkness. You guys are all done scooping up everything you can. Blaine, you guys are scooping up stuff. There's a whole bunch of blood. Blaine is just kind of like cradling the body of the pet. No, the pet was Matthias. That's right. Blaine is just kind of washing his like clawed hands in the bloody water, just kind of wiping like nonchalantly. Every once in a while, he'll go by at night and kind of kick over the body and like search through to see if there's anything on him. Goes to another body, just kind of looting.
Yeah. Can I?
Speaking of loot,
Right.
I want to see I want to notice if Quesnev dropped anything, and I want to see what that is.
Quesnef
Key
seems to have
drops.
dropped several things. However, they dropped from a very high height, and they tinkled away. If you're going to try to find something,
Oh,
you're going to have to roll me something.
It's gonna be all over the room.
All right. Is this investigation?
Investigation could work.
Okay,
Perception?
Yeah.
19.
Can I roll a perception to look for anything, Phil?
Sure.
I got a 27
I
perception.
got an 18 perception.
Okay, all three of you find something. What was the highest roll?
I got a 27 perception.
You find two things. Quincy manages to track down the silver sword that Quesnev used. He also found an amulet that's just kind of like tinked itself behind the throne. The silver sword is polished to a mirror sheen. It is a large, flat scimitar that seems that nothing can scratch or mar the mirror sheen.
Your boy's good.
The amulet looks to be just ancient. It's made of a green metal and it's warm to the touch. It depicts twin humanoid devils twisted around each other on one side, and on the reversed side, although well worn, it is incredibly detailed emblem.
Okay.
Chris, you find a orange and black striped sash made of an unbelievably soft silk. It smells like exotic perfume and it exudes confidence.
You got
Ballstar finds a wide banded ring set with a 7-pointed ruby.
Okay.
All right.
You kind of look around for any other loot from all the devils. It seems all the devils were swept away to wherever they came from, and none of their stuff has stayed.
Bummer.
All right. Well, we're gonna need to rest, so I'm gonna go ahead and just burn straight up identify spells here, or ritual cast it.
Hawkwood's loading everything.
Yeah.
Hawkwood's just like up against a pillar, and he's. I don't think Hawkwood was actually that badly hurt, right?
I don't think so, no.
I don't remember. We were pretty safe upstairs.
Yeah, Hawkwood looks winded, not particularly hurt. He's like fucking reloading.
Yeah, he was
You
only
guys,
two
and there's
thirds.
like maybe a minute 30 of silence. Hawkwood goes against the railing, looks down at everybody else, kind of scorns from him, and goes, "Hey! What are we doing here? There's a lot of cleanup, a lot of bodies, and once that bubble goes down, people are going to try to come in if they know what's happening."
Do you know, is your friend have any idea what's going on with the bubble? Can you talk to him? Can Terrence talk to him?
I'll talk to Python. What? What are we doing here? Are we contacting authorities? I don't even know if anybody knows what's happening. A lot of people have died.
We need to prioritize finishing Quiznev or he'll just come back. We have to finish it soon.
Okay,
Yeah.
so do I call the cops?
I think we gotta find what's his face, the king, Lord Hal.
Matthias, you hear Hawkwood scream out, so do we call the cops? Just a little bit of insight. These guys have promised you
Right.
these lands
We have a deal.
and all of the people you've currently captured, so this is all supposed to be yours now.
Right. No police involvement. In fact, I want all of you people out.
Hawkwood hears that, and he kind of looks. He can see all of you like eye contact. He's trying to make eye contact with all of you, shrugging.
Matthias, you know we have to finish this. We've come this far to defeat Quiznev. He's, in a matter of moments, I imagine, will be respawning back in his lair in hell. And if you want him to come back with a vengeance, by all means, just continue on. But I think we both know we have to finish this.
If he went to this lengths to like try to kill you guys and your family, like when he comes back, he's just gonna be that much more pissed, you know?
Did we agree to assist beyond this battle?
You agreed to take down Quiznev, and he is not yet vanquished permanently.
Lucille comes back up, whispers in your ear, "The barrier's down."
My dear, this deal keeps getting worse all the time. We may hold the property, but the devil may come for us. I'm afraid our work is not yet done.
We don't know if he's coming for us. Look, they're the ones who killed him. We didn't. If they're going to go kill him, we have no obligation.
They may
I
have-
say I go upstairs, I dominate Hellthorpe, we take care of that, his bodyguard, easily, and he signs everything up.
That may need to be done. I'm not saying no. In fact, yes, you should probably do that. But
She bamps out. Oh, sorry, if you were done, sorry. What? Continue. You have complete dominance over the family now, so. She's
Well-
listening with bated breath.
another fight is required of us. So be quick.
I'm sorry, you're talking about going to hell? You're talking about going to hell.
I'm sorry to say, this is the deal we've made.
No, the deal we made was to get rid of Quiznev here and now. We said nothing about traveling planes.
I agree. But we may
Look,
have...
we have to be here now if we're going to secure this property. And all of the things that we have captured in it. If we leave, you realize all of the cattle that we've currently collected will leave.
I've seen your domination. I believe they'll stay.
I don't, Matthias. She's like clenched teeth, and you can see a vein popping in her otherwise, like ageless, beautiful face. Matthias, I'm not going to hell.
Lucille, you'll go if I say you'll go.
She just her eyes wide in fury. She just stays silent.
Do this for me, darling.
I'll go take care of Hellthorpe. Paperwork first.
Agreed.
She storms up the steps.
So shit, we're gonna need a story, y'all. So
Well,
let's.
once the plane shift, it won't be an issue.
What do you mean? I can't do that today, bud. We gotta take a big sleep.
Well, we'll have to decide what to do about Alan Greenspan.
The front doors explode out. You hear, "Oh, hey, y'all! Everybody get in here!" Oh, shit! Oh, fuck, that's a lot of blood! Oh! Hey, is everybody cool? You see a very fat, very tall man. Just like a white shock of hair done up in a ponytail. Just like this ugly fucking face. He comes just kind of like waddling in. He's got kind of like different mismatched armor. In his belt, he's got like this, or on his back, he's got like this like oak white staff. He's coming in. He's like, oh shit, oh fuck, hey, you. He points to Quincy. Hey, you. You're Quincy, right? Come here.
What?
Look, we haven't formally kind of seen some stuff. Piss Wiggler? You're Green Lantern, right?
Oh yeah, he's the guy.
Or Dark Lantern. Not Green Lantern.
He's the guy. You're Bubble Man.
Yeah. Where's, is Python okay?
I think he was here. We haven't seen him in about 10 minutes or so.
Okay, I'm gonna go see if Python's alright. But, outside, no cops or anything yet, but, I haven't called anything. I just want to make sure everything's okay.
Lord Halsthorpe's safe.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, hi there. Are you Ballstar?
Yeah, hey.
Hi, I'm Piss Wiggler. Nice
Hi,
to meet
Piss.
you. I'm kind of the resident divination artist. You hear up from above you. Woo! Oh shit! All right. No, I'm gonna go see how Python's doing. I'll be right back.
All right, guys, we need a story because people are gonna come in here so they're gonna think we died. So, do we say we suspected a terrorist attack or what?
You begin seeing the few survivors kind of coming out of crevices, like peeking out, trying to see what's happening. There's a very small crowd that is beginning to form.
Alright, we could just leave right now.
Oh God, that's bad, dude. You can't stay though either.
There's a flash of light in the foyer, and Lucine reappears there, and she very, very deftly goes to each person and begins touching their hands and looking them in the eye and consoling them.
Oh boy.
Every person that she consoles becomes very calm.
Alright, no, listen, hear me out. We have body doubles here. So, this could be good for us. They just think we're
you're
dead.
right. Yeah, plausible deniability.
Terrence, can you get us to any kind of teleportation circle or something? Like Vade's Tower or whatever? I don't know.
I think so. Well, you know what? Why don't we let the vampires handle the property?
I could take us to a tree
We all
too.
need to recover so that we can plane shift and finish Quesnev.
I think you need to work out the details with Matthias, exactly what's happening before you just leave.
Yeah, for sure.
We can't.
Python Indigo is having trouble letting Lucine, Python Indigo is having trouble letting Lucine dominate Lord Helthorpe. So if Matthias wants the property, they need Lord Helthorpe to sign over everything. For that to happen, Lucine needs to be able to dominate Lord Helthorpe to allow him to do that. Currently, Python Indigo is not having that. She's having a lot of trouble. She's working the crowd right now, but she just told Matthias that Python Indigo isn't letting her anywhere near Lord Helthorpe.
Boys, someone needs to call off the dog upstairs. and allow us to do the legal sign over.
What's his face left, right? Pisswiggler?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Piss Lake Wiggler is currently up with Python Indigo.
Okay.
They're like partners in crime.
Right, exactly.
I suppose we'll have to have a chat.
Yeah, let's go. We're gonna go quick.
We'll take care of it for you, Matthias.
You have my complete.
A deal is a deal.
How about Matthias? Does Matthias want to come up and see that deal be done?
I will accompany.
You guys go upstairs. If you remember, there's Lord Halethorpe's bedroom, which is currently in complete disarray, but there was a small, like, safe room that he was sitting in. He was dominated by Ulthier the whole time.
Mhm.
Once Ulthier died, that snapped out, and he is completely lucid now. And as soon as you enter into the bedroom, you hear sobbing, crying, screaming. In front of the safe room, you can see Python Indigo has currently raised 5 zombies out of the different dead people on the floor. They're in front of Python Indigo. Behind him is Pisswiggler, who has his eyes are white, and he's trying to replay events, trying to figure out what's happened, like looking into the past. Lucine is there, arms crossed, looking frustrated. As soon as Matthias comes in, Lucine goes, "They're not holding up to their deal. We take them now, they're weak."
My dear, calm down. Wheels are in motion.
Yeah, Python Indigo's there. He's beating the drums on the sides, controlling the zombies. There's this pulse of bongos.
Listen, Python. We have had to strike a difficult negotiation with these vampires. What is it? What benefit do you get from defending Lord Halethorpe?
Look, I'm just looking to get paid. Can you pay me?
Yeah, we'll pay you.
I need the money now.
Let's figure this out here. Halethorpe has an incredible amount of money. You were set to receive a small wage out of that stock. Matthias, why don't we cut him a deal and just kind of pay him off here, and then I'm sure he'll gladly go on his way.
You suggest it come out of my end?
That might be the best way to do it.
Lucine goes, "It's 5 zombies and 2 fucking bandits. Are you serious?"
I insist that you shoulder some of the burden. I don't see why we should pay the wage.
We can split it.
We don't really have a lot of cash at the moment.
Roll a
What's the
deception
price? What's
check.
your price, Python?
10 grand.
Holy shit.
If you got something to trade, sorry, his voice was higher. Again, if you don't remember what Python Indigo looks like, he kind of looks like Gary Oldman, but with jaundice, with a very shitty goatee.
I imagine a really skinny Elijah Wood with bad acne.
Yeah, exactly. He just looks fucking sick and gross. He goes, 10,000. Look, I can take some items and trade.
Insight check on that. That's a 24.
He seems to be telling the truth. Hawkwood is also there. Is Hawkwood... What do you want Hawkwood to do? He kind of looks to Quincy for leadership. Do you want Hawkwood to draw? I think Python Indigo and Hawkwood know each other very well. I think Python knows if Hawkwood draws, there's a very good chance he could be dead.
Yeah. He's just,
But I think Hawkwood doesn't want to draw because he also wants Python Indigo to rejoin the Dark Lanterns or whatever. So what do you want to do?
He's just gonna stand at the ready, like hands on holster.
All right, Hawkwood's there.
All right, listen. Why don't we split it? Let's say 60-40.
Are you talking to Matthias?
Yeah.
I don't know if we can afford that. We've had to blow most of our coffers on
Listen,
preparing for this.
I'm not gonna sit here and debate this for however long it would take. Like, we need to move fast here. Like,
Well, let's just consider the proportions. It's Lord Halethorpe's fortune, I imagine, is at the minimum hundreds of thousands.
I'm sorry, who? You're talking to Matthias at this point, right?
To Quincy, just out loud.
Oh, okay.
Hundreds of thousands at the least, I imagine. Perhaps in the millions. We really can't contribute much toward that, and 10,000 is nothing. Just pay the man off, and then we'll get rid of this bother.
I sympathize. And in fact, the kitchen is stocked with fine foods that me and my ilk have no use for.
Python to go fucking laughs. Food! Food?
You'll have to find a buyer.
You want to pay me in food? No, fuck that.
All
He
you can
he
eat.
pulls out a crossbow and puts it towards Halethorpe's skull. He goes, I'm gonna put a fucking arrow through this asshole's head before you pay me in food. Halethorpe is currently fetal position on the ground, screaming and crying.
We may not need to dominate him. He may sign right now.
Yeah, this trigger finger's a little bit quicker than the domination.
Terrence is gonna look over to Hawkwood and gesture, do something.
Hey, Bub, what's your plan? What's
no, I'm taking out gold at this point.
You're what?
I'm taking out gold at this point.
Taking out gold?
Yeah.
Okay, how much gold do you have? He said he would also take stuff in trade as well. Gold isn't necessarily what he wants. He said he would take trade as well.
What's your plan once you shoot that fool in the head? Just immediately get killed? Like, you're clearly outgunned.
He looks towards Piss Wiggler. Goes, me and him have a backup. Me and him have a backup. Piss Wiggler, his eyes are completely white at this point. He seems to have some sort of spell ready. Hawkwood steps forward and goes, hey, wait. Hold on. Nothing drastic. Look, we all want to work together. We are all Dark Lanterns. I would like to be able to work as a team. I don't want to go this further. Python goes silent, still is looking around.
I will also allow you to plunder the armory. You may find goods that are of interest.
There are some fine pieces of armor down there, I'm sure will be worth a fair sum.
Roll persuasion, and let me check his stats. So you have a +5 to charisma, and you have a +6 to persuasion.
So which of those do
Plus-
I pick one?
+6.
They're combined, so it's +1.
Oh, jeez. All right. Well, then the roll is 26.
26. He stops, pulls the hand crossbow up. So anything and everything we want from the armor.
That's the offer.
He looks at Piss Wiggler. Piss Wiggler nods its head. He knows the crossbow. Puts his hands up, stops drumming. The zombies fucking fall. Goes, fucking take him, I don't care. Piss, come on!
Take
head
some
towards the armor,
sandwiches.
The zombies drop, him and Piss Wiggler begin to exit out. The first person that moves is Lucine towards Lord Halethorpe. Anybody do anything?
No.
No.
Deal's a deal.
Lucine throws over the fetal position of Halethorpe, puts her hand gently on his forehead. He kind of unfolds, and she just kind of straddles him, both hands on his cheekbones, and he just goes completely limp. Pulls her hands away, looks towards Matthias. She nods with a slight smile, kind of licks a little bit of blood off her lips. Situation diffused. I'm not going to hell for these assholes.
Don't speak too soon.
Racine, you know that Quesnev will be back for you.
Shut up! Shut up! She says. She just puts a hand up and doesn't fucking talk to you and just, like, walks away. As she's walking away, Halethorpe is following her as they go somewhere in the manor.
Alright, I'm gonna go downstairs and check for Alan Greenspan's equipment.
Okay, for all this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of this stuff wasn't, like, completely evaporated.
Okay.
So all of his items and stuff are still there.
I pick all that stuff
Magic
up.
items, right? It's probably anything that's not magic. It's probably Dunzo.
Hawkwood, now that he sees like Python Indigo like leaving and happy, you guys are talking and he's picking up stuff. Hawkwood's like, okay, so how are we handling this?
Well, we need to get the hell out of here. I could take us to a tree.
Why did we leave?
We need to rest and
We need to get away from the people that are gonna
yeah, we
come
have plausible
investigate this place.
with
Are
our.
you faking your deaths here?
Yeah, that's.
I think that's the plan for now. It's probably the easiest way to get out of here.
I mean, if you have Warforged assassins on your tail, that might not be the worst option.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, I can't take us to hell till tomorrow, which is the weirdest thing I've ever said.
Yes,
Well-
we will need the plane shift, and so that will require a long rest. But I think we have some time.
No, I don't think we do.
We can stay hidden. This is a large castle, and the vampires are in control of it.
I think all of your devil knowledge goes to a certain point as far as how long it takes for a certain whatever Quesnev was, how long a time period it takes for him to resurrect, nobody knows. With the highest intelligence check you can give me, I don't think anybody knows unless you actually go to a place and try to research it.
Yeah, well, I guess we have to do that.
Matthias, how are you planning on blowing this over? Are you guys able to just like convince people that everything's normal?
We will have the legal deed. I need to convince no one.
This,
Blaine kind of comes up and goes, so what? Are we, I mean, we're taking the place, right? But we just tell everybody's dead? Like, what's the story here, Matthias?
There were intruders.
oh, assassins.
Demons even. And they were repelled. At great cost.
I mean, that's gonna make papers.
Luckily, a team of mercenaries was being honored at the event.
But aren't they all trying to say they died?
Well, certainly they sacrificed themselves, and yet only this family survived.
Oh shit! We should call Thorani, see if they could get some plant some bodies or something.
There's already bodies here.
Yeah, but not all of them. Some of them are alive.
I'm pretty sure they're all dead.
All of our doubles are dead.
Are they, John?
Oh yeah.
You don't know. You
I
know
don't-
a couple died.
I don't.
If you were to contact Thorani, they would be able to make sure that all of your doubles.
We
die.
only saw one or two of them die. We have no idea.
Correct. Yeah.
Well, there's enough mangled bodies here that it could be assumed.
Yeah, if you contact Thorani, they would probably be more than willing to help mask everything that you guys died here.
Do
But you
have-
gotta contact them.
My question is just, what's the point in sticking around? Like, what? Just gonna chill?
So we still need the cooperation of the vampires.
We need to rest and we need vampire cooperation. So maybe Matthias maybe could hide us in the castle somewhere.
This can be arranged, but I will need passage with you. I have no means of going to hell.
Yes, one of us can plane shift us in, and the other can plane shift us out.
Does it get very hot?
You have no idea where.
Yeah.
I'll give Terrence a little bit of lore. There are 7 or 9, 7. There are 7 different layers to hell. Each layer of hell being its own separate plane of existence. You have no idea which plane of hell that Quesnef is a part of. You have no idea what part of that plane of hell Quesnef is a part of. You have no idea where on that plane Quesnef would be located. You have no idea of Quesnef's loyalties to any other being on that plane of existence. You are suddenly at a loss.
Yeah, it's gonna take a lot of time to find where he is.
I will have to do some research.
Perhaps you don't want to stay here after all.
Well, there's the library in Kornberg. Did that one burn down? The dragon
You don't
got
know.
that
You
one.
haven't been back.
It's been a while. There's that. There's obviously
It's been a while.
There's the one up in the Badlands that we found. You know what I mean? The underwater one.
Oh,
The
yeah?
dragon?
The sunken library?
But yeah, we gotta go through dragon
The
runs.
ancient red dragon? No thanks.
That sounds like a bad idea. But
Listen, we can always come back. We can always tree stride here and disguise ourselves.
Yeah, it wouldn't be hard to get back here.
Okay. I suppose Terrence should head to the university.
Oh, Margrave too, right?
Borgrave, last you know, was a large casualty in the bombing of one of the towers. Morgrave being part of one of the very top. As the tower didn't completely fall, it is at a very severe angle and is currently being repaired. You haven't been there, you don't know, but from what you've seen, here, tower-wise, where Morgrave University should be in a tower is currently sitting at a 45-degree angle.
Still probably my first best lead.
Yeah, because are we still
Alright, well-
are we still in Sharn?
Yeah, you're in Sharn. You are in the top, tippity top. You are in Skyway, which is a series of islands that floats above Sharn, where only the richest of the rich live. It's the only place that one can actually have land.
We're gonna have to go rogue on this one, I think. I don't want to be walking around as our regular selves.
I disguise.
Change our look.
I alter myself to look like the gold CeeLo Green.
Fantastic.
Real quick, Google gold CeeLo Green. It's excellent.
Doing it now. my god!
That's my look right
You look
now.
like an Avengers villain.
There's a bunch of pictures of Ferrero Rochers.
Jesus.
Anyway, sorry. Derailing the game.
We will come up with some intelligence on a strategy to finish Quesnef, and then we'll be back.
I await your return.
What do you guys do? Where do you go? What's the plan? You are currently down like 2 vital members in both Alan Greenspan and on-off.
Yeah, we gotta get Alan Greenspan back up. So maybe we'll split up, and Terrence will go to the library or see what's going on in Moorgrave, and then anyone else who needs to can work on getting Alan back.
Yeah, I wonder if we could go back to Zeal. See if we can do it.
Down in the cogs.
I guess.
It's gonna take like a half a day to get there.
It'll take a very long time.
We could do it. I could also try to bring him back. I don't know if it'll work. He's not gonna be the same, but it'll be him on the inside.
Oh no, you have resurrection?
I do.
Reincarnation? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's reincarnation. So you get a brand new body.
That delights me.
I mean, I could try too. But there's no body, so.
Yeah, all you have are wet ashes mixed with blood and water and other viscera.
I must away to Moorgrave.
Okay. Are we gonna
So
reconvene
what's
here then?
what's the plan now? Where are you guys headed?
How far are we from,
Cogs.
no, what's the district called where Moorgrave is?
Tavik's Landing?
Oh, is that it? Okay.
Tavik's? I don't remember. It's on the upper level of one of the towers that is currently almost collapsed. You are like kind of catty corner. You're not like opposite of it. However, like it's all under construction now from Morgan University. Skycabs can't legally go there. You can try to walk. It's gonna take a lot more time.
I could.
Terrence will cast Phantom Steed.
Oh.
Can
Before you
Phantom Seed fly?
do that, you want me to just make you into birdie or something? You want to just fly over there?
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna wait till we leave to do that.
Okay. So right now, next like 10 minutes, people are going different directions. Who's going where?
I think Terrence has got a solo mission to Moorgrave to look for the next lead on how to find information about Quesnef.
Okay. Quincy, what are you doing? And nobody, I mean, everybody's still at the same HP, right? Nobody's rested yet.
Yeah.
We have not rested yet. This is hot off the
Okay.
battle.
I think we need to. I'd be fine with resting here, so we figure out a game plan. Maybe.
I'm not okay with that. But
Where do you want to go, Quincy?
anywhere else in the city.
I mean, you have a couple of other safe places. You know, well, actually just one I can think of. I was going to say, oh God, what was Big Gay Orc's name?
Cecil.
Cecil. You have Cecil's apartment, but Cecil's apartment is right at the crack of where that tower ended up falling, which is why Cecil died. You do have Mr. Bartleby's place as well.
Yeah.
That's also another safe haven.
I think you need to find a way to bring Alan Greenspan back.
Why don't we head to Bartleby's? We'll see if we can bring Alan back, and if we can't, then we'll have to go to Zeal and try there.
Okay.
So Balsar and Quincy head to Mr. Bartleby's in the government district.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want me to disguise you, buddy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Quincy just looks like a chef.
Okay.
Just like a chunky Bavarian chef.
What about yourself?
I'm Gold Seal Green.
Right. Sorry. How could I ever forget?
No, I'm not gonna do that. I just
No. I'm like it's. Please.
I just it's a great idea. I just don't want to draw attention to myself.
No.
Okay.
I'll give you full pass.
Okay, sweet. Then I do it.
What spell do you use on Terrence?
Terrence, I'm gonna use Polymorph.
How long does it last?
I think it's an hour.
Okay. Can he unpolymorph himself?
Probably not, but I'll wait an hour.
No, he's just got it for an hour.
Okay, so you are polymorphing him to a bird so he can go to a ruined tower, into the library, wait an hour so he can become Terrence again, and then hopefully make his way back through a tower that is currently collapsed, not structurally safe, and in a library that is at a 45-degree angle, where presumably all of the books are probably no longer in order.
Good point.
There will still be a catalog that I can find.
Do you want to go together, bud? You want to rest up and then we all go?
That might be wise.
I suppose if that's the way you want to do it, I just think time is of the essence.
I agree.
I suppose I should be part of the resurrection, though.
It's gonna take my rituals like an hour long, so.
Mine too.
Why don't we convene at
I got a call.
Bartleby's?
Hold on.
What do you think?
So you have a spell that might do it?
What do you
I
have?
have raised it.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, but you probably requires body.
So what are the odds that he ends up with because of being a different race?
It'll be a very marginal change to his stats.
Yeah.
It'll be almost unnoticeable.
Depending on what I get.
But what's the big benefit that he would lose from not being human?
He gets a +1 to all of his base stats as a human. You have 30 feet running speed. That's it.
Okay.
So we'd lose that, and he gets some other kind of bonus. Like as a gnome, my bonus is wild. I have advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws.
Guys.
Jeez.
This job is A beyond comprehension. This job is A beyond comprehension.
Job. Oh man, I gotta find this.
A monkey, a statue,
Yeah, there's no way mine's gonna work.
and a piano walking car. You bloody well know the monkey will either
It's not gonna work.
a statue, or he's bloody well going to play the goddamn piano.
It says if the creature is lacking body parts or organs integral for its survival, its head, for instance, the spell automatically fails.
What are you
Okay.
looking for?
Yeah, that's not gonna work. I don't know if Zeal is high level enough
It's
either.
unrelated.
He probably isn't, but we don't know anyone else. In which case, the only way to bring him back for sure would be to use the last wish.
Or to go up to the Dragonwood and go through all that shit again.
But that's 3 days, and we have no idea if it'll work.
Yep, it'd be
Yeah.
re-roll the dice.
Oh, we already did that. I have to pilot a. I have
Oh,
to
yeah.
pilot the airship in a thunderstorm.
We already did.
No,
I don't believe we did.
no, we
I
didn't.
thought that's what needs to happen for your wish to go to work.
Yes, but we haven't.
We have not done that yet.
Thought we did.
No. I think he was trying to pilot it, but it wasn't a thunderstorm or whatever.
So, are we okay with going to Bartleby's for now? Just to get the
Well,
Helix Castle?
your spells aren't going to work.
What?
Your spells aren't going to work, so we got to find something that's higher.
I think reincarnate would work.
Did you look at the wording?
Under the same wording, there's true resurrection, which says the same. Doesn't say anything about like. Yeah, remember we talked about this last time.
Well, Michael? What were you just talking about? That it said if you're missing body parts, the spell automatically fails.
That was for raised dead.
For what?
So that definitely would
Okay.
work.
Sorry, guys. Give me another 8 minutes, really quick. Okay?
That's fine. Do you think?
Alright.
See, yours.
Huge storm outside. When I said tornado Geddon, apparently it was not joking. So be back in a sec. Hold on.
Yeah. So here's the 9th level necromancy spell, True Resurrection. You touch creatures that have been dead for more than 200 years and died for any other reason except old age. If the creature's soul is free and willing, the creature is restored to life with all its hit points. So it says you touch a creature that died for any reason except old age. So you could touch Ash, and it would work. There's nothing about, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So it says you touch a creature for any other reason. So
And then
and then the resurrection spell that I have, or not resurrection, reincarnation says you touch a dead humanoid or piece of a dead humanoid. Provided the creature has been dead no longer than 10 days, the spell forms a completely new body for it and calls the soul to enter the body. If the soul isn't free or willing to do so, the spell fails.
see, that one says it makes a new adult body, so,
So
that one
this one sounds like it would work.
could work.
And it just says a piece of a dead humanoid. So I mean, Ash, you could argue. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, that's what to try.
Yeah.
Are we gonna end up with a tiefling?
Yeah, we could.
Could be anything.
You could be a dragonborn. You could be a hill dwarf. You could be a mountain dwarf. You could be a dark elf. You could be a high elf. You could be a wood elf. You could be a forest gnome or rock gnome. High elf, half orc, halfling, lightfoot, halfling stout, human or tiefling.
Gremlin.
Well, I think that was just when vanilla
Goblin.
5e was there's more.
Oh, yeah, we should use the fancy one.
Yeah, this is all.
Was that Xanthars or whatever?
That's every.
Xanathars?
Aarakocra.
What if he ends up that stupid bird thing that can only mimic? Is that on there?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that's scary though.
Yeah, it is. You only have a 2% chance to get
But
it.
still,
What is it called?
It's called Kenku. It's a race of bird people.
it's like
They can't fly and they can't create any new sounds. They can only recreate sounds. that
They can
bird people-
perfectly mimic sounds they hear, so you can only repeat other things people have said.
sounds like the worst
We,
thing to do.
there was an NPC that was one. He was on the airship.
Oh yeah.
He would just he would bark like a dog and stuff. I forgot his name. It was on the same ship we met Matsuraya
Yeah, I remember.
when the Emerald Claw attacked us.
Do we think Matsuraya is high enough to get to do a true resurrection?
I don't think he's capable of doing it. Cause he was I think he was like a samurai or something. He was a member of the Silver Flame. Yeah, so pretty well. It gives you like a 10% chance to be like an elf.
Which one is that?
What's that?
Whatever you're looking at?
That was the reincarnate spell. It's just updated for all the new races and stuff that they put out.
Could he be a Warforged?
I don't think so. I don't think that's on the list here.
Could he be some kind of giant?
Yep. Well, not giant, but a Goliath.
A Goliath, right? That'd be pretty cool, if he turned into a Goliath.
There's a 3% chance of being a Goliath.
Yeah, he's probably gonna end up as an elf or something, right?
So what? Do we roll
Well,
a D100
I mean-
or something?
There's only a 13% chance of an elf. What's that?
Do we roll a D100 or something?
Yeah, you first roll D100, and then you might have to roll again, depending on what you roll. On the flip side, you could turn into a bird thing that can fly, and that'd be pretty dope. As like a melee fighter.
Yeah, it could work out.
Yeah, and if it doesn't, then you can just die again. We could try again.
Well, I don't know. Could be risking permadeath.
Josiah around, you know where he went?
I think he went to that smoke or something.
Alright. I talked to Darv about
Oh yeah.
coming here for Christmas time.
Yeah.
And he said he could probably do somewhere like up to
Jesus.
up to around a week.
Oh okay.
So he's down.
It's a little wet outside, yes. I had to make sure that the basement wasn't leaking and my garage wasn't flooding.
Wow.
Things.
Very wet, very wet.
Wow.
Wait, hold on, listen. We'll make it sound.
Yeah. There we go. Hey guys, before we get back into it, I talked to Darv about coming down here for Christmas time,
Yeah.
and he said he is definitely down.
Hell yeah.
And I was just like, I'm just trying to get you guys thinking about like, you know, coordinating a time and how long you guys want to stay. As long as you want to stay, is fine with me. Dave said up to a week he'd be able to do.
Damn, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So I don't know if all you guys would be available for that long, but you're welcome to come on down for the week if you want.
I think I could definitely do that.
Yeah, I think so too.
Depends on when.
We're thinking about it on Christmas time.
Yeah, like literally, like
Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe
on
on
break.
Christmas.
the week of.
No, yeah, it depends on everybody's work situation, but I just wanted to get that on the table and so we can start figuring out like tentative dates.
Yeah, mine should be pretty easily. I don't think I want to drive that far if I don't spend at least 5 days down there. So
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
And these guys gotta fly too, so that makes
yeah,
makes the time worth it.
either way, it'd be a lot of fun.
I don't know, unless you guys want to try and friggin' make the road trip. It's a beast.
No. No.
24 hours.
Yeah, that sounds
30
kind of insane.
What, like a 6 hour flight, maybe?
I think 4.
Yeah, super quick.
Yeah, or a direct flight makes it so nice.
Yeah.
Real quick before we get started, I found this video series of just this guy from Chicago with this insanely thick Chicago accent, and he's has his doctorate in biology and botany. So it's just him talking about all the Latin names for all these specific plants he finds, but he just has this insane accent.
Oh, that sounds so good. Put it in the group meet, please.
Yeah.
What appears to be a massive coastline outgrowth on the shore as much invasive blackberry brambles. Despite being used to fund the monster, the metastic tumor of modern society, this whole area, there's still a couple endangered plants which haven't been knocked out, including the Antiochus primrose. And then there's supposed to be a wallflower, which is in a bracelet.
Chicago.
I didn't see that yet. I think it might have bloomed already. Anyway.
Okay, so from what I remember, we had you guys kind of trying to find a place to rest. You didn't want to quite polymorph Chris yet, right? You wanted to rest
No,
first.
I think we're gonna try to get over to Bartleby's place. Try to rest up there, and I think we're gonna try to go to the library together, because that might not be safe. So I think we get to Bartleby's, eh?
Yes. Sorry, I'm trying to play the whole chef role.
The chef, the big chef boy. Barbalina can hide herself, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Did you guys try the cheese?
I will see.
It's very good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Everybody all disguised up?
I think Terrence. Well, I don't know how many spells Terrence has left, but do you have a way to disguise Terrence if he can't do it himself?
I've already. No.
I'm sure he's got a.
He's got to have something.
He didn't use much magic in that fight.
Oh yeah, we didn't use any of the low stuff,
Yeah.
so we should have all of the low stuff.
Chris, do you have a way to disguise yourself as you make your way to Mr. Bartleby's in the government district?
Yeah, I just have to disguise stuff.
Perfect. You guys all step outside of the manor. Tell me what Matthias is doing. He knows that the other party is currently leaving. What is Matthias doing to clean up? I mean, Lucille is currently dominating every patron that's still alive and having Lord Halethorpe sign over the entirety of the estate.
Right. I think just like they were playing Magic before, I think I want to get a crew of people mopping. And it's going to be obscene because there are just limbs and thumbs just sloshing along with the mop. It's a start. It'll make us look busy.
But with Lucine on your side, any officer that arrives first, she's pretty able to kind of contort the story. So, with all the vampires' powers and everything, give me the twist. What is Matthias telling the family to tell everybody else what happened here? The other party, the Manticore Corps, wants to be dead. But you are ultimately the one that controls the story, because this is going to be a big breaking story in the morning.
A pack of demons ambushed the Manticore Corps. There was a tremendous fight and all sorts of bloodshed.
Are you saying the Manticore Corps is dead?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other spin you want to put on the story, or just the basic?
The property has changed hands in the chaos.
There's got to be an explanation for that. If you're going to tell, a reporter the property has changed hands in the one night.
A huge bloody coup.
I mean, a huge bloody coup is going to invoke an investigation.
Yeah.
This is still New York.
Yeah, we should play that down, or just.
Well, Halthorpe is still alive, so maybe he's they are the protectors that swooped in, and Halthorpe has decided to keep them on as his personal bodyguard to kind of revamp his whole estate.
Well, he doesn't want to put up with this nonsense, and he needs to find him a lady, and it's time to get out of his solitary estate. So he's parted with.
Maybe you plug Lucine as this lady.
He's way too traumatized to stay here now. He has to relocate.
But that's
Too many
probably
nightmares.
that's probably really public that like this guy can't find abroad. Like everyone's.
It
trying
is
to
very.
abroad.
That was the second. Like there was like the honorific of you guys, and the second thing was kind of like to get Lord Halethorpe a lady, because he's like 45 and still is never married. So give me the headline.
Man, that's kind of good. Lucine takes one for the team, and we get the property.
The scene's down.
Massacre at the mansion. Halthorpe weds partygoer.
Ooh,
Nice.
that's some spicy gossip.
So,
Before you guys leave, Hawkwood catches you. He knows you guys are in dire straits. He's in dire straits himself. He catches you guys on the way out, and he's like, "Hey, look. Obviously, Python Indigo isn't the best person. I don't know, but it's like a companion or anything either. Well, do you want me to try to recruit them? I mean, I can pull them into the fold. I think they're both kind of motivated by money that I don't have, and that the Dark Lanterns don't either. But what? I can contact him. He likes me. He respects me.
just
But
maybe just tell him to remain available for hire.
with the promise of money,
Yeah.
okay. I'll do some more research and seeing exactly what Indigo and his compatriots have been doing lately. It doesn't seem anything particularly legal. I'll talk to him, and then I guess my next mission is to try to find Lucan off the coast.
Indeed.
I'll be unavailable for quite a long time.
We'll probably check in with you, I imagine. But you should have a way of contacting us somehow. What can we do?
I can contact you. Don't worry about that. But look, if you want me to try to find Lucan, I can.
That sounds like the right thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try to get both Python Indigo and Piss Wiggler. I'll tell them that we have them on a retainer for money, and I mean I'm thinking I'll be gone for about 2.5, 3 weeks, trying to find Lucan.
All right. Man, I'm sorry. The whole piss wiggler thing. Can we just call him like the Wiggler?
He shrugs and goes, I just knew him as Pig Whistle.
You just call him
Apparently he's
Old
Piss
Piss.
Wiggler. But Wiggler's fine.
Yeah, the Wiggler, or I don't know.
Old piss?
I'm
Old-
okay.
Old
with
Piss?
Old
Okay.
All piss.
I'll talk to both of them,
Oh,
and I'll
apostrophe.
go try to find Lucan off the coast. Each one of you, he puts out a hand, draws you in, and does like a really manly hug over the side.
I say to him in a gruff voice when he gets to me, I say, "Pitter patter."
Definitely with a nod, a Canadian nod.
That's good.
He looks at each one of you as he's like leaving, makes eye contact, does a nod, and goes, "Good luck. You'll need it. See you soon."
Farewell, my friend.
And you guys head to
Bartleby's.
Mr. Bartleby's mansion, estate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's relatively close, right, with the sky cab?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Get
we'll
a sky
just-
cab.
We'll just do that.
It'll cost you like 13 to 15 gold. We'll say 15 gold.
Okay.
Take you right there. Again, in the government quarter. Even at night, it's like 4 in the morning at this point. So there's still both the city watch and the Sharn militia in the yellow garb. Looking around, you guys don't provoke a lot of attention because you guys are disguised and everything. You make it back to Mr. Bartleby's house. As soon as you guys enter, the guardian of the estate in the paintings recognizes you. You guys step in. There's that giant painting of the cat. Kind of looks at you and squints and goes, "Ugh, you're back." Would you tell Mr. Greenspan that many of the dishes have become unwashed?
Yeah, we'll try to get that message to him.
Good, because if he doesn't show soon, he will be evacuated from the company expenses.
Okay, we'll try to stop that from happening. Maybe we could help you clean up in the meantime.
There's a couple servants' quarters. There's the large garden area with the pet that I think it was Ballstar that was trying to like make a connection with the pet, right?
He's like the man dog, right? Is that what we're talking
No,
about?
I mean, okay. So you guys did learn that somehow during Mr. Bartleby's career, his brain was switched with the cat, right? So somewhere there is a cat Mr. Bartleby
Holy shit.
Right.
in full human. It's running around.
Yeah. We found his
that has
compartments.
the mind of a cat, but the body of Mr. Bartleby.
We were chasing him through like the ducks and like the house.
Yep.
I never knew that.
Seriously?
What?
There's
I
a
never
cat
knew
man,
that.
a man running on all fours like a cat, and we had to
I
chase him
I
around the
remember the
building.
man, but I just was like, what the hell is
I
that?
didn't make the connection either.
Seriously?
No, the whole thing was at some. The whole thing was at some point, Mr. Bartleby and this cat had their minds switched permanently.
That's amazing.
I never knew that.
How-
That's amazing.
I can't believe you never realized that.
I didn't put it together now.
Yeah.
However, deep within the garden and aquarium parts of the mansion, there is another entity.
Yeah, there was some creature in like this tank, right? And then there's also this like Marlboro like incubation greenhouse.
Wasn't it like a carnivorous plant or something?
Yeah.
Right. Well, there's the carnivorous. Yeah, there's that plant, which is kind of like just for defense. But there is like this intelligent aquatic entity in the middle of this lake in the garden area. Very psychic, and I think Ballstar had a little bit of a link with it.
I didn't roll well on it, I think.
Right.
We
We
had
were
trouble.
trying to contact it, but it was very shy.
We had trouble communicating somehow.
I think its name is Sasha.
Okay.
Yeah, so you make your way into the estate, and you have, as long as you want to sit here and rest in Mr. Bartleby's estate.
Okay.
What do you guys do?
I think we gotta do a short rest first, and then maybe I can try to do my best to bring Alan back.
Why do we need a short rest?
Because I'm fucking hurt.
Why don't we just do a long rest?
I could just heal you.
I don't know how much. We're on a limited time span here.
Okay.
So I think I think a long rest is a good idea, but I just don't want to get caught with our pants down. I'm
Are
at
we able to do an enhanceability and set this up properly?
yeah.
Yeah. What?
So, short rest, right?
Or did you want to heal me, Michael?
Well, if we're going to do short rest, let's do short rest things. So, hit dice and whatever healing you can do. Long rest, things are restored. But what's happening here?
I'll do a couple. We can do a short rest, and then I'll do a couple prayers of healing during.
Okay, short rest. So 1 hour.
We all still have Hero Feast, by the way. 20
Yeah.
20 more hours or something like that. 22, I think. 22 hours.
Does that grant any
What's your prayer
benefit
healing, Michael?
What?
that would come with this?
No.
Okay.
It just increases your max health or whatever.
What's the healing?
Getting there.
Joe, is this your second or third time dying?
I think it's the second, right?
I think I only died the once when I was decapitated by the
In that huge fight in the town.
with the giant Warforged Titan.
Okay.
I think that was it. Because then he had to play as the guy, with the chef, and we had to go to the Stone Giants.
Yeah, but I thought he died another time.
I mean, that is also another option if you want to travel. There is still Lord Leopold, or Bright Lord Leopold, over in the Bright Watch Mountains,
Well, we
who
went,
is...
we went there and he wasn't there.
Wasn't he killed? Wasn't he crucified?
I thought so.
Oh, no, you're right. Fuck. Right.
Like, grilled.
The Hobgoblins seem to have taken over Bright Watch. Jesus.
So, wait, everyone's died, right? So far?
I think the whole party has died except for Barbolina.
Like Barley hasn't.
Anoff has not died.
Okay, so this is
Okay.
Alan Greenspan's second resurrection, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
From what you remember
he was 19.
from Bright Lord Leopold's explanation, it becomes exponentially harder to come back from the dead the more times you are killed.
Yeah, I wrote down next resurrect has -7.
Correct.
-7, jeez. Everyone gets 19 hit points from my heal.
So you have an hour. You're chilling at Bartleby's place. What's happening? What are you guys doing?
Probably just preparing for the.
Yeah, I'm like meditating and just kind of prepping myself for the ritual.
Okay. Same for Quincy?
Yeah. What do you think would be good for you for invincibility?
I would imagine.
Wisdom.
Yeah, anything that I could use to buff my wisdom. Be it a check,
Okay. Yeah.
probably ability check, wisdom ability check.
You guys are just kind of like milling around the estate.
Yeah, just like praying and meditating or whatever.
Here's an interesting thought. I mean, Quincy's like resurrection is very different from Ballstar's reincarnation.
Sure.
I mean, because you know, like, where you set it up is going to be connective to the person that you're going to try to reach, right? Where does Quincy set this ritual up?
I think Ballstar is doing that.
Yeah.
Well, both of you are. I'm just asking Quincy where he's doing it. Like,
I'm
if Ballstar's doing it first,
I'm
tell
not-
me about Ballstar.
I'm backing out of mine. I'm not gonna do it.
Okay, so Ballstar, you know that you have to kind of set up this ritual close to the what you would think would be close to the soul that you're trying to reach. Where do you set up in Mr. Bartleby's estate
This is where you
to
found
try to reach
Galifar.
out Greenspan?
What was that?
This is where you found Galifar. Where you got. So that could be a significant thing for him.
I'm going to grab the stack of dirty dishes from the kitchen. I'm going to bring them.
Okay.
I'm going to bring them over to the pedestal where the Sword of Galifar is.
Or was, right?
Right. And
Sort of Galifar, if you remember, there is like the large garden portion. If you were to go down beneath, there's kind of like this bat cave. Kind of remember that?
yeah, exactly. That's where we found all the.
If you were to go in the bat cave and kind of like go off a little bit beneath the large botanical garden, there is kind of like an aquarium room where this Sasha, like I mean, a large portion of this room is just dedicated to these
Gigantic
thousands of gallons of whatever this thing is. It's cloudy, bright water. You can see a whole bunch of things just kind of like moving, like particles kind of moving inside of it, although internally lit. Inside of that area was like a secret like museum where there is a like the original Dark Lantern is, as well as where the Sword of Galifar, brightly lit and kind of like displayed, currently empty, where it would have been displayed. Just kind of illuminated by spotlights and the light of whatever this Sasha thing is.
That's the pedestal where we found it in that
Yep.
secret
It would be like aquarium-esque. Dark spotlights. There's the original Dark Lantern, and then there is like the spotlight where the Sword of Galifar was, and then all along this giant 20-foot wall is this illuminated aquarium where you can see nothing. It's just cloudy, bright water.
Okay. I thumb through the bag of holding and take out like our basically our books, all the bookkeeping stuff, all of our spreadsheets.
Okay.
I arrange them kind of like in like a circle.
Wait, you tear up the pages?
No. I've got the dishes in one pylon. I've got the Sword of Galifar by the pedestal in another pylon, and the other pylon is just all of the data and like accounting
Alright.
information. Okay.
Does anybody else do anything to try to prepare for this? By the way, as you're like taking the hour to like set this up, you see like bouncing from shadow to shadow the guardian of Mr. Bartleby's place, the like painting 2D version of Mr. Bartleby, just like sitting on top of a pedestal every once in a while, just watching, jumping. Doesn't say anything. It's just kind of like it's just being interested.
Okay. Mr. Bartleby, I don't know how much of you is left there, but we're gonna try to bring back our friend Alan. So I don't know if you have any words that you'd like to say. When it comes to time, it'd be much appreciated.
He sits there contemplating for a moment. His head kind of tilts. And he just turns. You can see his giant sphincter butthole fade into the shadows. Because cats are the
don't
worst.
Cats don't give a fuck. Okay.
Let's see.
I start laying out his other weapons, the Bomberman and Thrash Shard.
What? Sorry, what?
I start laying out his other weapons and gear and stuff. Thrash Shard and Bomberman and the Titanstone gauntlets.
You guys find Like there's a very nice circle of things that remind you of Alan Greenspan. Terrence, any insight?
Um, mm,
Also, all of the components to do this ritual, whether it is resurrection or reincarnation, costs 1,000 gold.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys will have to. Somebody has to pay 1,000 gold for everything else: incense, candles, chalk, or whatever.
All that shit. Oh yeah. You're managing cash, right? Like,
Yep. Alright, you ready?
yeah. Set up all the oils and incense and all that, and then I'm gonna wait for that Quincy's blessing, and I'm gonna start.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Enhance Ability of Owl's Wisdom on Ballstar.
Okay. Let me look.
I'm going to ready the parts, or sorry, the items that we got from Quesneth. Just have them on hand.
Okay.
All right.
Let me look up reincarnation really quick.
I found this updated version of it that has all of the races in it.
Oh yeah, can you put it in the grouping
Yeah,
so I
just-
can
just
look it up?
Yep.
Yeah, the one I have is pretty basic. There's only like 12
So
races here.
just to be clear, Quincy has access to resurrection,
Well,
but you are
I have
going for reincarnation.
I have access to Raise Dead, which requires the body.
You need a full intact body with all the body parts.
Okay, but reincarnation just like you just need a little bit.
You just need a piece of a dead humanoid. Yeah.
Okay. Real spell it really quick. Ugh.
Oh yeah, I don't even get to roll. It's a John roll for the race.
It is. It is. However, everybody gets like a skill check. Up to 3. But up to 3 friends can offer to contribute. That link takes me to nothing.
What?
Yeah, it's a blank page.
Really? That same one doesn't.
Worked for me, that second one.
Try a different browser.
Yeah, they both worked for me.
How about this one?
Ugh, Firefox, taking so long. Cool. Had it for a second.
Oh no.
Anyway, hold on.
Can you like screenshot it? Just
Yeah, I
text
can
the
get
picture. Pitiful.
Okay. You know what? You know what? My secret, like, I really hope Alan Greenspan resurrects as a Warforged.
Oh god.
So that's not actually on that list, but
No.
but you could put it in as something, you know. You could
Yeah, I
swap it.
change the value. Like
Swap it out
you
or
can make it
something.
so that a 100 is a Warforged or something.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I'll give you guys the benefit of the doubt. Will somebody roll me a d4 to replace this chart with a Warforged?
D4?
Oh, there is on this chart. It says the GIF. I don't know what that is.
GIF, like GIF
GIF?
Yankee.
Yeah, Gith is like a whole nother weird race.
Oh.
I have picked 4 different races that I want to replace, and then give me a d4
Let's say it's
which
Joe.
one replaces it.
Yeah.
Okay. Two.
2?
Yep.
Okay. So, to let you guys know, with complete, so you got transparency, 35 through 37, instead of Furbolg, is going to be Warforged.
All right.
Sweet.
However, before that, you need to be able to overcome this. So right now, Alan Greenspan is sitting at a pretty bad disadvantage to be able to be reincarnated as even another race.
So how did it get
Up-
minus?
Up to 3 friends
Oh, dear.
can offer to contribute to bring his soul back. This is a skill check based on your contribution. It is 1 hour plus components. It's a diamond worth 1,000 gold. You guys already paid that. Base resurrection check is 10 plus the number of deaths previous minus the penalty. Each successful contribution increases the DC by 3. Each successful contribution decreases the DC by 3. Each failed check increases by 1.
So how come he's at -7 then?
Because base resurrection check is 10 plus the number of deaths previous,
Died once.
accompanied by the penalty by additional deaths.
So
But he's only died 1 time, right?
so it's 1 plus 3.
But
right?
this is the second death, right?
Yeah, this is the second. I think.
Yeah, this is the second death, correct?
Wait, hold on. I'm confused.
That makes sense. So it's 2 deaths, so 3 plus 3. Wait, no, I'm confused too.
Base resurrection check 10 plus the number of deaths previous. So it's like 2 times. Base resurrection check is a 10 plus number of deaths previous.
So 12.
So 12. Wow, where did the -7 come from?
That's just what I wrote down from the first resurrection.
Okay, fuck that. I have nothing. I have no other additional table with like additional penalties. So yeah, fuck that. No, we're just gonna go. We're just gonna do with what I have written down and marked and bookmarked.
Cool.
So base resurrection check right now is 12.
Well, wait.
So that's a natural roll by me.
When you read it that first time, I thought I heard a penalty of 3 plus how many times you've died previous. So I would
He's
have
just,
thought.
he's just reading the actual rules.
Sorry, I'll read it one more time.
Yeah.
Resurrection rules. Up to 3 friends can offer to contribute. Skill check based on their contribution. It takes 1 hour plus components equal to a diamond worth up to 1,000 gold pieces. Base resurrection check is 10 plus the number of deaths previous. Each successful contribution to the ritual decreases the DC by 3.
Okay.
Each failed check increases the DC by 1.
Oh, alright.
So it could be as bad as 15. Could be as good as 3.
Right, and it's just like a natural D20 roll.
Yeah.
And I will tell you right now, I'm going to roll it. I will roll it, not touch it, and then I'll put the webcam to what it says.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So
It should be 11 then.
No.
He's at
12. 12.
10 plus the number of times he's died.
one previous death.
This
But he's
is
died. No, he's died twice.
this is the second time.
It increases once for each previous successful resurrection.
Which is 1.
No, not successful resurrection. Base
Okay.
resurrection base resurrection check is 10 plus the number of deaths previous, so it's 12.
Cool.
So
So the very first time you die, the check would be 10 or 11.
11.
You have died, so it's 11.
Okay.
So he's died twice, so it's 12.
So give me your ruling, skill checks, what you want to do to bring Alan Greenspan back.
Terrence will go. Terrence is going to present the loot taken from Quesna. And,
Loot? What? I'm sorry, loot?
Yeah, the stuff that Quesna dropped.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking of like loot.
Can I cast guidance on Terrence before he does his thing?
Sounds like a bad idea, Michael.
Why?
Because you're concentrating
Yeah.
on my
You
ability.
can.
You'll break your concentration on my enhanced ability.
Well, it's not doing much for you anyways. Right? You're doing skill check just as much as that's the rest.
Take no damage. Whatever. As opposed
Let me
to
know.
D4.
Do you want to cast guidance before Terrence does his skill check?
Yes.
Okay. What ability or what? It's a
Gives you
advantage.
a,
Is that what it is?
Gives you a D4 on a skill check.
D4 on a skill check. All right.
Okay. So I'm going to kind of sit meditatively. And I'm going to try and make a magical connection with Alan Greenspan's soul and laud him for almost single-handedly just defeating the demon, and tell him that if it weren't for you, we would never have been able to defeat him. Here are the trophies. Come claim them.
Nice. So, what is the skill you're going to use?
I'm arguing for Arcana because I'm trying to make a magical connection to his soul.
Okay. I'm going to give you disadvantage because Alan Greenspan is not a magical person. So you have disadvantage on the roll.
Okay. Well, good news. Oh, bad news is, well, I don't know. I rolled a crit, but the worst of the two was 16.
Okay. Plus a d4, correct?
Right.
So what was plus the d4?
The D4 ended up on a 1. So,
Okay, so
Total
what
was
was
16?
the disadvantage plus the d4 roll?
17.
17.
Oh, wait, but I didn't. That was just a natural roll. If it's an Arcana check, then that's going to be 27.
What?
Okay. Okay, who's next?
I'm gonna take out the banana bowl, and I just like scrape off some of the dirty dishes and put it in the banana bowl, and then just like kind of put it on the ground right outside the ritual circle, and just say, "Listen, Alan, don't you? We really need you, and there's a lot more people out there that need some bananas. So, would you come back for us?"
And what skill is that? Did you think that one through?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's got to be persuasion.
I mean, yeah, persuasion works. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Plus the D4. So total of 16.
Nice.
16. Okay.
Hit your boy up.
Yeah, and then I'll cast guidance on Ballstar.
Okay. Ballstar.
Okay.
What are you gonna do?
First thing I'm gonna do is just.
You were, like Terrence said, instrumental in getting Quesnef down to the point where we were able to overtake him. We've got a lot of work to do. The house is a goddamn mess. We're gonna end up putting this sword back if you don't pick it up. You gotta know that these books are gonna go real sour very quickly. I'm gonna need you to show me a sign that you want to come back, and I'm gonna do everything I can to make that happen for you. So then I take the ashes and I kind of just draw out like a humanoid shape, and I just kind of like stare at it in the face and like try to gain some sort of insight and kind of see what Alan's gonna become.
So here is where things are going to get muddled. I need you to roll just a straight d20 with disadvantage using the ashes.
Okay. Now you got a modifier?
Nope.
Does he get the guidance or no?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay. That was a 7.
This is pure chance.
With a disadvantage, there was a 19 and a 7.
Okay. What was the skill that you were trying to get Alan back with?
Skill check, I was thinking insight, because I'm trying to see what kind of... I'm looking for a sign that Alan's body is ready to come back.
Okay.
Reading the tea leaves.
Yeah, I'm just staring at the shape of the ash that I drew on the ground.
So, roll a insight with all the bonuses.
Okay. Nice. 17 plus... it's 27.
Okay. With the math that has been done, with the pleads from all of you, from Quincy, from Terrence, and then with the minuses from the ash that you have found, that is maxed, or that has been mixed with any ash that you can think of, I have a DC here. Here's the question. Do you want me to roll the d20, or do one of you want to roll the d20? And it is a flat roll.
I'd say have you do it.
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
Yeah, you've always done it.
Yeah, you've done it in the past. Let's just keep it that way.
Okay, I will. I will use my most lucky. I'm going to use crit die. My favorite dice.
The bird.
The bird. I have a DC here. There's no bonuses.
Bird is the word.
Are you ready?
Do it.
Ready.
Here we go. I'm going to rotate it. I'm not going to change it. The DC was 13.
Is that a crit?
It's a natural 20.
That's a 16.
Oh,
Okay.
fuck. Damn. Holy crap.
Wow.
Alright.
Here's the fun part.
Yeah, you gotta roll the second dice, D100. What do we got, baby?
You rolled. Yeah, this was reincarnation. So it is not Alan Greenspan's body.
Got mixed with them Damons.
I'm like straddling him, by the way, like on all fours.
Just to clarify, it was 35 through
37.
38.
Whatever,
Right?
whatever the
37.
furball is.
35
Wait,
and
wait,
37.
what?
I thought it was just 5 through 7.
35 through 37 was Warforged, correct? Instead of Furball?
Correct.
Okay, I have the chart here. Alan Greenspan, you feel your soul sucked into a body.
Oh boy.
Let's see how it goes. This is really good.
Oh man. Can you just pull up the
There's-
creature description? Like,
What?
give us like a. Can you get the creature description?
I'm not going to give you a description for a little while.
Okay.
Alan Greenspan, you feel your soul sucked back from. Oh, you know what? Before we go into this, Alan Greenspan gets like ashed completely. Alan Greenspan like experiences eternity for like a couple hours. Alan Greenspan's not a bad guy. Not the best guy. Not the bad guy. But like Alan Greenspan like feels eternity for a couple hours. What does that feel like? What is paradise for Alan?
Huh.
I don't mean like Alan Greenspan like here in this world. I mean for like for your character.
He's in a canoe on a river, and it just winds on and on.
Just by himself?
Yep.
Just like what's the feeling that Alan Greenspan has? Like
Oh,
you're done fighting. You have this relief. You don't have to fight anymore.
the wind's just blowing by, and I'm headed home. It's done.
You just like you feel relaxed. You don't have to kill anybody anymore.
All the columns add up.
Everything is perfect. You feel that canoe get wow, I don't even know what fucking word I was gonna say. You feel that word, you feel that word get from calm to whatever fucking word I was gonna say.
Turbulent?
Tumultuous?
Tumultuous.
Yeah, that's a word.
Okay.
Tumultuous.
Hey. Goes from like calm, clear, perfectly mirrored creek, wooded sides. All of a sudden, you feel the canoe just descend into rapids. It's fine. You're feeling okay. The rapids continue, and it's crazy. There's rocks everywhere, and then you see one rock that you're like full towards down rapids. You feel the canoe completely upend. You know this is the point you're going to die. The canoe hits the rock, inverts, you're underwater, you're drowning, other rocks are humming, hitting you in the face, until you feel you don't have a skull anymore. You're drowning. You can feel it. Water enter your lungs. Can't breathe. there is a light that you guys see trying to raise Alan. The light coalesces into a humanoid shape. The shape doesn't really take any form until there's a point where Alan Greenspan in the afterlife feels things like eternity. And so there is eternity. You can't breathe, but you know eternity is coming. So it doesn't matter if you can't breathe anymore. There is a flash of light in this underground aquarium, museum, whatever it is. And Alan Greenspan opens his eyes, gasping for breath as if he's drowning.
Holy shit.
You guys see all of the light coalesce into a 3-foot by 2-inch form. Alan Greenspan is now a halfling.
Oh god.
Which kind?
A Lightfoot.
Lightfoot?
So +2 to dex.
Okay.
So you lose 1 strength. Yeah.
And you get the lucky feat, which means if you ever roll a
natural one.
natural one, you can just re-roll. It's the fucking best. However, Thrash Shard might not be your best weapon anymore.
Right, or the Bomberman.
Yeah. So, Alan Greenspan, you are reincarnated as a halfling. Tell me what halfling Alan Greenspan looks like.
Military buzz cut. Big shoulders, thin little waist. Sideburns that are outrageous.
Just the giant sideburns.
Yeah. Stylish glasses.
Well, as always. Correct. So you just kind of look like a regular Alan Greenspan, but like fucking like 4 feet. Or like 3 feet by 5, right?
Let's give him an olive complexion this time.
Ew.
You weigh,
No sunburn for you.
you weigh between 40 and 45 pounds.
You are fucking small.
You're like Ashford.
You officially have
Smaller than
you have disadvantage on any great weapons that you have. You have disadvantage on any weapon that requires you to use 2 hands to wield.
I thought that was only if it has like the heavy property or whatever.
Yeah, but all weapons that require 2 hands are heavy, correct?
Are they?
I don't think there's any weapons that are 2-handed that aren't heavy. Maybe a longsword?
Boys, we did not gather enough ashes.
Man, I wanted you to be a warforged so fucking bad.
Yeah.
That would have been fun.
Let's take a vote. Actually, let's take a vote. Who wants Alan Greenspan to reincarnate as a warforged?
Oh god.
Does anybody? I put my hand up. Anybody else?
I would do that.
Alan Greenspan wants to do it. We got 3.
I'm 50-50. I'm.
Yeah.
Well, why are you thinking it'd be a bad idea?
Well, it's what the dice decided.
Because
For one.
I don't know. Maybe you could get taken over by what's his face?
Well, Joe
You know
wants
what?
to do
You
it.
know what?
We're already outnumbered. Even if Chris doesn't want to, the majority says Warforged.
Well, you know what? I'm going to give the ultimate decision to Joe.
There you
Joe, pick your path.
I'm all for it. I think the Warforged sounds fun.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember
Things
them.
change. I don't even know how to. It's not my place to say. Joe, how about you tell me what the resurrection ritual looks like?
Like where the ashes change?
Tell me what the Warforged and the Ashes change and everything looks like.
Okay. So there's the outline of ashes, and everybody makes their appeals, and I'm in the canoe, and I'm underwater, and I stop breathing, and then I just realize that I'm fine and I don't even need to breathe. And then when I open my eyes, there's digits and static. And I feel as big as I've always been. But something ain't right.
Ain't got no ding dong no more.
I can't feel anything external like I used to.
I think metal begins to rip itself off of the walls. Yeah?
Sure. And just pile into a form.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, instead of the halfling, all of a sudden things begin ripping itself out of the core of the mansion. You see wood and stone and metal rip itself out to make like a metal planking. What do you look like, Alan?
I think the color just becomes the average color of everything that's been melded in or pulled off of the walls or around the house.
What color is that?
So I think it's going to be like a charcoal, lightish.
It's all the Bat Cave, so it's a bunch of like high tech shit, isn't it? Kind of.
Yeah.
It's some pretty classy material.
Well, I think darker than chrome. Because it's bound to pull in some dark colored stuff.
Well, I also feel it like peels glass, right? Off of the like reinforced aquarium and stuff. So you could be chrome if you want. Like glass and metal.
That's interesting.
You tell me.
What do they even look like?
Just do Google search.
Warforged? What do
Yeah.
Warforged look like?
Also-
Oh, I have so many pictures.
What-
Hold on.
What
Hold on.
what like sub race is he?
He has to determine. Hold on.
Okay.
There's a bunch of different kinds of
There's
Warforged.
3 different kinds. According to
There's I mean, I don't want to like just like limit it to. I want Alan Greenspan to look like how he wants to look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's like a standard Warforged in the group me. However, Warforged can look a bunch of different ways. They can be here's a picture of glitter. Hello. I mean, it's like you can have druid warforged that are made of wood instead of different metals.
Oh yeah.
Like just a robot person. Tell me what you want to be made of. The thing about Warforged is, no Firefox, fuck you. Those tabs. So as a Warforged, do you remember what was your increase as a human?
Just plus $1 stats.
Is that what you picked?
That's just what the predetermined character sheet was.
Okay. So, as a Warforged, your Constitution score increases by 1. You have no age. You can live as long as you are functional. Your size is medium. Your base walking speed is 30 feet. You have advantage on saving throws against being poisoned, resistance to poison damage, immune to disease. You don't need to drink, eat, or breathe. You don't need to sleep, period. When you take a long rest, you must spend at least 6 hours in an inactive, motionless state, however. You are inert, but you are not unconscious. Your body has built-in defensive layers, which determine your armor class. You gain no benefit from wearing armor, but if you are using a shield, you apply its bonus as normal. So you either have a darkwood core, composite plating, or heavy plating. Heavy plating is 16 plus your proficiency bonus. Composite is 13 plus dex.
I don't see doing the heavy. I'd probably do the composite.
Okay, composite. So composite, your
Well,
AC period
I
is
think
13 plus your dexterity modifier bonus. What is your AC?
On my old sheet.
You know what? I'll give you more time to figure out what you want to do exactly. I'll send you a link.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'll send you a link to how you want to build the Warforged body. But, Joe, you are resurrected as a fucking Warforged. What does it look like, and what does everybody do?
Oh fuck! What? Is it because the Warforged brought me back? That Alan?
I think, no, Alan's not conscious. Alan is, like, materialized, turns into a Warforged. It looks a little bit like Alan Greenspan, but he is unconscious, and he needs fucking rest to be able to become conscious again. So as far as you know, you are underneath Mr. Bartleby's place. There's an aquarium, and, like, it's dark. All you can see is, like, the light from the aquarium, and there's a Warforged sitting there. Tell me what the Warforged look like, Alan. Tell me what it's made of. Anything.
I like the idea that circuits and crap got pulled in from all over this high-tech room. So I think I want them to look kind of like Apollo 11 with just lights and...
It's like blinking lights.
Yeah. And panels. I want it to look like...
Like old school, like 60s switches and everything.
Yeah. Just like...
Like Chappie.
Yeah.
Chappie, the new Johnny Five.
Josiah. What was that? What did you just put in that glass?
Oh, this is great. It's this black box. You know, like black box wine.
Oh, I do. From
What did it look like?
From what I just saw a glimmer of green light, like the foil on it. I just saw you like pull out a laptop and put it into a glass. It's like reflective.
Michael has these like colored lights around, so it's reflecting off the foil. So
Oh, it's so good. It just looked like you pulled out like an iPad and filled up your glass with it.
poured alcohol out of it. Oh man. Yeah, it's
Okay, so give me more. Alan Greenspan bot.
I kind of want some of the inner workings visible through plate glass, like just oil tubes and I don't know, whatever the inner workings are. So partly transparent.
Oh yeah, from the tank.
So I think Alan Greenspan's soul is somewhere. What is like what? And you can see that soul from like somewhere in the body. What does that look like? Through the eyes, through the chest, through the hands. Like what does that look like? There's a part of humanity in you still, and like it burns through everything. But like, what part of it? Like you're kind of translucent and kind of like Battlestar Galactica old school electronics. But what is that like burning of soul look through?
I think I want it to be like encased liquid, like a gyroscope, so no matter how I'm oriented, it's upright. And what I want to be in it, like a little figurine. Is,
It's so good!
like the scales of justice.
Where is it? Like in the center, like in the head, or what?
I think it's got to be on an exposed shoulder somewhere.
Exposed shoulder?
Like it would be underneath clothing.
You gotta elaborate.
Well, I'm just figuring where.
Like recessed in your body, like through the glass, or like sticking out.
Yeah.
Like where a person's heart would be. There is like the soul of Alan Greenspan, but like everything is like gone through to make the body of Alan Greenspan.
That's pretty good. Yeah, put it right where the heart would be. And yeah, it's the scale encased in oil.
Oh, that's real good. Joe, that's real good. So Joe, give me the scene. What happens? Things are like peeling off the walls to make your body. Everybody is watching. You guys give me the scene.
Well, I think the equipment's being ruined. Parts come flying. There's dust. There's rumbling. The noise is probably awful.
What's the noise?
Clatter, clanging, like a pit crew. Yeah, just think screwing metal adhering to metal.
Okay. Volstar, you put out like this natural spell and like fucking a warforge is being built in front of your eyes. What do you guys do?
Is something going wrong?
I don't know, man. I don't know what's happening. I've never really done
Yeah.
this before.
You guys are screaming, things are ripping off the walls, there's like just like this like inward hum. You can see that core that you were calling Alan Greenspan is still brightly lit and everything else. And you can see it's just like right where a heart of a humanoid would be, throbbing still. There's just this liquid. But everything else is just being peeled off the walls, like making this artificial body.
Can I do an insight check on the thingy?
On what?
Just like, do I think it's him? Like, do I think it worked?
You can roll an insight check.
Okay. Disadvantage, maybe? Because it's whack?
I'll just give you you're the one casting the spell. I think you can feel what energies are coming from where.
Okay.
You know this is an unpredictable spell that you're using.
Yeah.
First time you've ever used it.
I think it worked. I think it worked fine.
So give me the scene. Everybody collaboratively. There's a huge burst. Things are peeling off, making a fucking this like ragtag thing. in the center of this, there's a huge burst of light. Everything goes dark, even the water. All you can see is just like this pulse of light in a small container in the same rhythm as a heartbeat.
I think slowly the other components get little twinkly lights.
And is just meditative. He's in another world, just trying to make the link. He knows that it's gotta get that crazy.
Well, you know you've made the link, for sure.
I'm just trying to reel him in.
You know you've reeled him in.
Alright.
The body has been made to house Alan Greenspan. You guys all kind of look down on it. Before even Alan Greenspan knows, every single one of you, your heart and stomach sinks. As you know, that's a fucking Warforged.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like stand over the body with my shield up and just ready to like respond if anything weird happens.
I'm doing exactly what I'm doing now, just head in hands, but standing, like not saying anything.
I would think even to, like, maybe not Quincy, but like to Ballstar and to Terrence, like two kind of like scholars, like in nature. Terrence knows that like Warforged were made by like humans specifically. Like it's not really a race; it's just like a thing that was made. Like to even a Ballstar, like you put out a spell that was to like make or bind a soul to a being. You were expecting a dwarf or halfling or human or fucking whatever. The thing that boggles your mind is that it chose a Warforged, which is crazy, because that's not a thing that you realize is like a thing, or as a living being. Like, for some reason, the spell that you had cast now officially recognizes the Warforged as a livable, like, alive race. It's like if you were to make a little box that were to, like, when you put a nickel in it, would produce a candy. It's like if you were to, like, resurrect somebody and they were to turn into a little vending machine. It's fucking nuts. Like, it shouldn't have happened. This thing is not alive, it's a machine.
Do you guys remember a while ago we entered a room with a bunch of dead items and we did commune with dead or something like that? Like, didn't somebody speak to a Warforged that had been destroyed?
Yeah, I have a spell, Speak with Dead.
But do you remember doing it to a Warforged?
We did it to like a drow woman.
No, you did it to a Warforged, and it was very weird.
Yeah, I think we did. It had memories.
I don't remember.
Do you think this is like because Mechanis is broken and shit?
Who knows?
What?
I just hope the.
That's him. That's Alan. Like that's. I'm
Oh,
almost
that's-
positive that's Alan.
Let's hope so. Only one way
He
to find
may
out.
hold some key to our quest.
Or he could turn against us.
He has a real human soul.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he can be. His body can be overtaken by Sovereign or whatever the hell.
Well, what about Glitter? Seems fine, as far as we know. I mean, maybe he really is, you know, up with the Lord of Blades or whatever. But he seems to be fine. Like he's independent.
Ritual done. You guys are in the basement, things have peeled off the walls to make what Alan Greenspan is. Currently in the dark, all you can see are the blood and like the veins pulsing and that heartbeat through whatever translucent material is in there. He is heavy. What do you guys do?
Do we want to take a rest? I know you were anxious to get to the library.
I'll begin contacting my cohorts from the university.
What do you do with Alan?
I'm not keeping my eyes off him.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay with him too.
Just like staying down there?
I missed you guys.
Oh, it's the fucking C-3PO assassin bot all over again. Terrence Lee used to go contact people. I think Ellen is unconscious for a while. You guys are keeping an eye on him. 2 or 3 hours go by, and the consciousness to Ellen comes back. Go ahead, give me the questions. Give me some waking up stuff. What happens? You kind of, your eyes flutter open. You see both Ballstar and Quincy looking at you intensely and very distrusting.
I will sit up and ask them what happened to Quesna.
He was destroyed.
Barbalina ended up blowing him up. What do you remember?
Oh, I remember flying, bashing him as hard as I could, and then getting incinerated.
Hey, you kicked his ass.
It's not what I remember.
Should have let me heal you.
Oh, speaking of which, and I don't.
Did you guys take any precautions?
I'm ready. I'm like ready to cast like a spell on him. Yeah.
All right.
I don't recognize my own 2 hands.
Yeah, as soon as you sit up, you see both Quincy and Ballstar like take a step back and looking extremely cautious.
I'm gonna try and stand up.
Do Ballstar and Quincy allow that?
Yeah. As long as he doesn't come towards us.
Take any aggressive actions.
You stand up fine. And actually, I mean, Alan Greenspan wasn't the youngest. As a wharf, well, you don't know that yet, but you stand up and you kind of feel pretty good.
You can't really get exhausted as a warforged, can you?
Yeah. You feel very responsive. Nothing is like, it's not like Alan Greenspan. Wasn't a young man, I don't think, right?
No, not particularly.
So there's none of the standing up and going, fuck. As a warforged, you just kind of stand up and just go, oh, yeah, I feel good. Okay, so once again, you got to give me a clear picture. I know there's a heartbeat of Alan Greenspan kind of flowing through all of this. Let me know what Quincy and Ballstar see. There's kind of like this exoskeleton of like life, kind of like pulsing through everything. What's on top of that?
Yeah, only certain parts are see-through. The rest is just sort of, I don't know, silverish metal with occasional LEDs and crap.
Using like a big walking control panel.
I don't know what to do about the eyes.
Oh man, you gotta give me the eyes. Do they like pulse with the heartbeat? No.
Do you have a visor like data?
Are they like continually brightened, but like they're shuttered like a camera? So they like.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah, aperture.
Yeah.
I think it's more like webcam, sort of unreadable, never really changing.
Okay.
Just sort of inky.
So what do you use for expression? Or do you have any way to express emotion?
Got some wild
There's just
eyebrows.
a series of colored lights that show your mood.
Just like on the chest that's labeled sad, angry,
Furious.
worried, empathetic.
No, I don't think there's a digital display. I think the mouth is permanent, just like a rectangle, and, you know, automated voice comes out without moving lips or anything.
Makes that noise.
Burglary.
1.75, $30. It's very good.
The Black Velvet.
No, it's they're a wine company. They're just called like Black Box. They make box wine, but it's like pretty good.
Oh.
And I've never seen them make any kind of spirit, but they had a tequila. And it's pretty good. It's like the best cheap tequila I've ever had.
Wait, that's not a 750?
This is a 1.75. It's huge. You know, just a box in a bag.
Okay. Hey guys.
What up, Dave?
Oh shit. What up?
How you doing, man?
Hello. I don't think you can hear us. No, hold on. Yeah, hold on.
What up, dude?
We can hear you now. What up?
Hey.
Hey.
Yo.
Hey. Sorry, I didn't mean to crash the party.
No worries.
It's all good, man. It's good to see you.
We gotta go pick up Joe from the airport really quick.
Okay.
We got like 15 minutes. I just wanted to get to you. Okay. Before it is paying attention. Yeah, for sure. Like 5 minutes? Or what? Yeah. I mean, can I hang out? Absolutely. Okay. Well, I mean, a lot of things just happened. You gotta tell Dave what just happened.
So we just had like a 4 session long boss run, and Alan Greenspan ended up dying.
No.
So he got incinerated or immolated. So his whole body got turned to ash. So we grabbed all of his shit, escaped, went over to Mr. Bartleby's place, and then we ended up getting a good enough roll on a resurrection spell. Not a resurrection spell, a reincarnation spell. And it ended up being Warforged. So Joe's literally just coming back 10 minutes ago. What was that?
That's kind of awesome for Alan Greenspan, though.
Yeah.
Pretty ironic, yeah.
So yeah, we're trying to figure out what he looks like and everything.
Yeah, we're just working out all those things. Oh, cool. Could I suggest maybe a steampunk metal mustache?
Yo, here's the best thing. We did it in the underground lair in Mr. Bartleby's place. So it's the Green Lantern's HQ hideout. So he's made of all these circuit boards and control panels and shit.
Nice. Oh man, did you guys ever see Return to Oz? It was the
Yeah.
second.
No.
No?
I
Oh
did.
man. Really? You should pull up a clip. It's terrifying. I forgot the guy's name. Yeah, it's terrifying children's movie.
Uh-huh.
It's
I really liked it when I was a kid. I was scared of it, but there's like a character, which I'm not saying like is similar to Alan Greenspan at all, but it just like gave me the idea with the steampunk mustache. But that's like the way that he like animates his face.
That's gotta be it.
Yeah, it goes like horizontal
That's how he
and
shows
vertical.
emotion.
Yeah, like it just pull up like Return to Oz. Shit.
I think Michael's got it. His body's just like an orb.
TikTok.
TikTok. Yeah, that's his name. Yeah.
Oh
I'm not
god.
saying that should look like Alan Greenspan, but I just like gave me the idea. That's all.
TikTok.
Oh, his mustache is
Watch me
amazing.
do. Yeah, this is
Go.
frightening.
Sanders.
So rotund.
Yeah, I wasn't saying that, but
Right.
I think he needs the mustache though.
That mustache is great.
that would be cool.
Oh yeah.
I got some big decisions.
Yeah, think this. Can't put your head on a spike and pretend you're a puppet anymore.
Forgot about that.
Unfortunate. Yeah, what was the last boss that you guys fought?
We just killed Quesna.
Oh,
It was fucking Quesna.
Oh,
You guys got to recap for Dave the Quesna fight.
oh
Yeah,
man.
Well, it was after we fought several vampires all in a row.
Well, you got to give him some context.
Okay, so we got sent by Thundrin Creed, that rich dipshit from Woodhelm. He like ended up wanting to throw a party for us or whatever, and he like was hiring us to be bodyguards for this like kind of twat of a noble guy. And we ended up thinking it was like a setup, so we like hired all these like body doubles to like be us, as they had these like award ceremonies for our group. It was like this massive party they were throwing for us. So like a bunch of vampires ended up like crashing the place, like killing multiple people, like dozens of people got eaten. And then it was basically this big setup that like Quesnef set up to like get revenge on this family of vampires that like originally imprisoned him in that mountain that we found him at. So yeah, he like put us in this giant bubble that like we couldn't can't get out of or whatever. So we're stuck in this castle with like limited air supply with this vampire family, and we ended up having to try to coordinate with the vampires to try to all go against Quesnef. And it was just like boss fight. Like we had to kill each of the vampires individually, and it was just like 5 sessions of boss fights.
The boss rush. Alan Greenspan ended up getting fucking immolated. It was great.
Before that though, Quincy's head exploded.
Oh yeah, Quincy died too.
Oh
I
shit!
killed 2 people.
Yeah. And then
Vampire killed Quincy.
Yeah.
Did you get resurrected or?
They
We used a goddamn wish spell.
Yeah, we found one of the vampires that we killed had charges of wish.
Oh wow,
So we just used one to bring Quincy back.
nice.
So we got to go pick up Joe from the airport terminal. But like, this is a decent place to end, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 11:30 our time for sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
Guys, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, man. Good to see you, Dave.
Yeah, man.
Hey, good to see you guys.
Later.
I'm looking forward to Christmas.
Hell yeah.
Hell yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, can we talk about that for a second? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, so we're thinking about driving down there, right?
Yeah, we'd be driving.
You guys would probably have to fly, I
We
think,
would
right?
I would almost certainly fly.
Definitely fly. So, should we try to talk about dates or?
Right. I mean, we want to spend at least like 5 to 7 days, I think, correct?
Whatever our gracious host would allow us to.
Right.
Would be,
Yeah.
Or as long as you guys want to stay, we got plenty of space.
Alright.
like
Yep, that's fine.
I have enough vacation time. Renee still needs to talk to her boss because somebody else is trying to take that off, and she can probably still get it off, but she's giving a little time.
Right now.
Yeah.
It's a congested time of the year to ask for time off.
Yeah, for sure. It's actually it's not too bad for me. So whatever's good for you guys, let me know.
Sweet.
It's far enough in advance I can get it off. So.
So we're thinking like the week.
Sorry.
We're thinking like the week of Christmas. Do you guys want to be back in your place by New Year? Do you want to? What are you thinking?
I don't care. That doesn't really matter to me.
Sure.
I mean, yeah. As long as we can all watch stupid Star Wars movies,
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
like Christmas Eve,
Just hang out.
I'll be happy.
Maybe play some like D&D in person.
Oh, man,
That would
for
be
sure.
fun.
Hell yeah.
Or yeah, just do whatever. I don't know. It would be good. Christmas sucks here.
Yeah.
I don't have Ash this Christmas, so I'm all about it.
Right on.
Yeah.
So Christmas is on a Wednesday. Like we're right in the middle of the week.
That's even better, actually.
Yeah, middle of the week? Fuck yeah.
So that week we're
So do
thinking.
we want to just do the whole week from like Sunday to?
I mean, I can get off as much as I legally want to, so it's up to you guys.
Yeah, kind of same.
I mean, yeah, we could like drive up on our birthday, I guess.
What?
Well, so if we're spending like 5 or 7 days.
Oh, you drive back on our birthday, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Drive up, I guess, and stuff.
So,
yeah, we can talk about this like during, or like through a group text. That would be awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
As long as we can all make some good porkins.
Hell yeah. Oh, we're gonna eat so good.
Porkins 2019.
Ultimate porkins.
Feast of St. Porkins.
Alright, guys, we're gonna go pick up Joe from the airport. So.
Alright,
Alright,
man.
man.
Come on.
Say hi.
Good night, guys.
Cool.
Have a good